Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Crobat. Crobat is a really cool Pokemon in my opinion, really fast, base 130 speed, base 90 in the attack, I apologise for that sound that was just there, base 90 in the attack and base 80s in both defense with 85 HP means it should be able to live 1 or 2 hits. Base 70 special attack, but it can actually set up its special attack in a few different ways. Yeah, we've got 4 sets today. Before we get started, if you could scroll down, click that like button, and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. That would really help me out, and I would really appreciate it. Okay, fantastic. So the first Crobat I've got here is a Choice Band set. Now, with Crobat, we have got a mega amount of speed. We are incredibly fast, but our attack could do a little bit of work. So I have put the Choice Band on here. So we've got 1.5 times on our attack, which takes us from 279 to 400-ish. Just over 400 in our attack stat, which is actually very high. And you've got some very powerful attacks here. We've got Brave Bird, powerful stab, flying type attack. It can cause a lot of damage to Pokemon. Obviously, you would get a lot of recall from this, though, so do be very cautious of it. You've got Cross Poison, which is a powerful poison type attack, boosted by stab as well, and also has the chance to poison the opposing Pokemon, 10% chance, and it has a high critical hit ratio, so that can work quite nicely in your favour as well. I've also put Leech Life on this set because it allows you to get some health back if you're losing health to the Brave Bird and then possibly things like priority moves or maybe a Pokemon that's faster than you. Having that Leech Life to allow you to get some health back can be really helpful as well. Not to mention hitting things like Psychic types of super effective damage, which are going to damage you quite a lot. And finally, I've put U-Turn on here. Now, U-turn can work in 2 ways. So one, you can be knockoffed, so the choice band is gone, which happens more often than I think people realise sometimes. And then you can U-turn out of there and basically get in a fresh Pokemon to take the hit and also get some chip damage on there. Or you can switch in the Crobat and anticipating another switch, you can go for the U-turn, get some damage off, potentially break a sash and get in a different Pokemon and then get the upper hand. So sometimes it can work in your favour having that there. If you don't really feel like doing that, we've got things like Crunch or Facade or Double Edge. Lots and lots of different options here. Quick Attack for some priority, Steel Wing, Steel type moves could hit quite nicely also. EVs, I've gone for max attack and max speed with a jolly nature, so more speed, less special attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. The reason I've gone for jolly here is just because you get that little bit extra in your speed, and there are quite a few Pokemon that are around the base 120 speeds, and if you don't go for that plus speed investment, you do risk having them outspeed you and possibly hitting you quite hard with relatively okay defenses, but not really super high defenses. You don't really want to be hit by too many attacks, especially if you're going for the Brave Bird. So I thought Jolly Nature works extra nice here. Obviously, if you want to go for the Adamant Nature, if you go for things like Sticky Webs, then you can definitely go for that. That's an option for you to do. Moving on to the second set here, I have gone for a much more supportive set. Now, this is a transfer-only set, unfortunately. You would have to transfer Roost and Toxic already taught on the Crobat, but I've put Heavy Duty Boots on here. Heavy Duty Boots, fantastic item. It means you're not affected by any of the hazard conditions. And then we've got Infiltrator ability. Now, Infiltrator works. It's an absolutely fantastic ability because it ignores substitutes. It ignores things like Reflect, Light Screen, Safeguard, Mist, Aurora Veil. All of those are completely ignored. So it goes through them. And with regards to Reflect or Aurora Veil or Light Screen, you're not actually having that negative effect of having that reduced damage output there. So Infiltrator can work really nicely. You do also have Inner Focus, which can be really good for the Intimidate aspect, but that's all it's really good for. Unless you're in doubles and you're expecting fake outs, Crobat could work quite nicely there. Move-wise, Defog, Heavy Boots and Defog can combine really nicely, so you don't take any damage to the hazards, and you can also get rid of the hazards. But as I said, if you're running quite a heavy hazards team, then you can definitely end up with having the opposing, the hazards you put on the opposing team, they can end up disappearing as well. So it can have a negative effect on you. Also, you obviously have to play the best way that you can around that. You've got Roost to allow yourself to heal up because realistically you're going to take damage with the set. Toxic, which allows you to start racking up damage on opposing Pokemon. It can stop things from setting up because they're very limited on the amount of turns that they actually have in. And it can also just be a really nice move to get damage on things like Chansey and Blissey, which are a pain in the butt. Finally, we have Brave Bird, which is a powerful flying type move boosted by stab, and with the Roost combination there you do get your health back from that recoil. EVs, I've gone for max HP, max speed with a jolly nature, so more speed, less special attack, and 4 EVs in attack. This just allows you to be as fast as possible to be able to get that defog off. So for example, if you bring the Crobat in, next turn it's going to die, you go for that defog, get rid of the hazards, and you then don't have to worry about outspeeding necessarily. So you've got a really fast Pokemon there, go for the max speed, max HP. Moving on to the third Crobat. Now, as I said, Crobat does have the ability to set up its special attack. So we've got a nasty plot version here, and I've also put Life Orb on here. You can put things like Leftovers if you want to, but I thought Life Orb allows you to get that little bit more power, especially considering base 70 special attack is still pretty low. Even after a nasty plot, having that extra damage could be beneficial for you. Again, Infiltration ability, that's going to be the ability you use on this set typically. The Inner Focus could potentially if you're expecting flinches, but honestly I think it's more likely you will use Infiltrator. So what we've got Air Slash, which is a powerful stab flying type attack. It can hit a lot of different Pokemon. You've got Dark Pulse, which is a powerful dark type attack. Again, hitting a lot of different Pokemon. Dark type actually hits a lot of Pokemon for neutral damage, which can work really nicely. I know some people don't really like the dark type, but I think it's definitely a move that can come in clutch. And then we've got Sludge Bomb, which is a powerful poison type attack boosted by stab and has the chance to poison the opposing Pokemon. It's a 30% chance to poison the opposing Pokemon, which can be absolutely fantastic and absolutely helpful, especially if they're already low on health and you need to get that little bit extra chip damage on them. EVs, I've gone for max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Now, again, I went for the plus speed nature as I explained on the first one. It's the exact same reasoning for that one. You can always go for the modest nature if you want to, but that's entirely up to you. And moving on to the final Crobat, this is a Dynamax set. I couldn't come up with a physical Crobat Dynamax set, honestly. I really looked, but I couldn't really find anything. Unless you go for like a weakness policy with like Brave Bird and then some physical attacking moves, maybe Zen Headbutt to set up Psychic Terrain or something. That was the only way I could really see Crobat working on a physical Dynamax user, but I wasn't really convinced by it, so I didn't leave it in. If you're interested in that, obviously you can just replay what I just said and you can put it together yourself. Okay, so the Dynamax version of Crobat. I put choice specs on here. Now, choice specs, if you didn't know, any of the choice items, they are not active when you are Dynamax, meaning you can choose any move that you wish, but as soon as you're out of Dynamax, you do get locked into that move. Now, move-wise, we have gone for Sludge Bomb, powerful poison stab attack, and it turns to max ooze, increasing up your special attack by 1 stage, which, as I said before, the more special attack you can have, I don't think I said that before, I don't know why I said that, but the more special attack you have, the more powerful you are. We've got Air Slash just in case you've got things like a Scarf Coco or something that's just a bit faster. You can go for that Air Slash as max Airstream and get your speed a little bit higher. We've also got Giga Drain, which is a powerful grass type attack. You can set up the max Overgrowth and set up the Grassy Terrain. If you have a Pokemon with a Grassy Glide in the back, for example, that could be really helpful. And then finally, Dark Pulse. Typically, you won't go for Dark Pulse when you are Dynamax. You could replace that with Roost and have the max Guard there if you wanted to, but again, that becomes a transfer-only set, so it's something that you could potentially consider going for, but those are just some variety moves you could use. I'd normally recommend going for maybe 2 Sludge Bombs and an Air Slash, or maybe even 3 Sludge Bombs to get your special attack really high, and then you can get locked into a move. Obviously, if there's Steel types, don't go for Sludge Bomb. Just play it at the right time as well, because you don't really want to go for the setup, and then a Steel type comes in, and then you're stuck in with a Poison type attack, and you have to switch out. So do be really considerate with when you use this Dynamax. EV's got max speed and max special attack with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Same reasoning before. If you're going to go for the Air Slash, you could potentially go for the modest nature here as well. You could go for the modest nature if you wanted to. It's up to you what you go for. Anyways, that is all for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.